You know it's gonna be hot.
Welcome to the Bridge the Gap podcast with your hosts, Dr. Don and Khalif, a hip-hop influenced father and son duo, bridging the gap, one conversation at a time.
Yo, what's going on, good people? This is your boy, Dr. Don, in the house. What's going on, man? Who you be?
What up, yo? It's your boy Lee.
Yeah. So we back again with another Bridge the Gap episode, man. How you been, man?
Chilling, back in Connecticut.
Yeah.
In the studio recording,
Yeah. So I think one of the things that's interesting is the fact that we're recording video right now as well. And so hopefully the camera is picking up the sound, because I don't see the joint going. But anyway, man, the audio is there, and so everything is good money, man. So what's been going on in your world, man?
Nothing much, just chilling. Done with school. Got to get ready for the summer. Get ready for the next semester.
What are you doing over the summer, man?
I don't. Well, this obviously. Doing probably some courses, learning some new skills, improving stuff, creating new stuff. We'll see, man.
What kind of courses is improving? What kind of skills, man?
Well, recently I was like, I need to touch up my Photoshop skills because it's been a minute. So I was going to do that. I was looking into some social media management stuff, stuff like that. I like stuff,
Okay. I think it's interesting. We were talking about this the other day where, there's so many things that you can learn on YouTube if you put in the time, man. You know what I'm saying? It's no excuse to not know something if you want to learn it, man, because everything is out there for you to learn, practice, and perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what else has been going on, man? What are we talking about, man?
So I want to start with the topic of a Hip-Hop Mount Rushmore. So this past week, I think it was My Mixtapes or something like that on Twitter. They put out a picture of a Mount Rushmore with three people, Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. And they said, who's the fourth member? Because, those three is pretty much a staple.
Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake for the Mount Rushmore since 2010.
Yeah, for the 2010s.
Okay. J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. All right, so who you put in the fourth spot?
That's where it's difficult because it's so many people that were prevalent in the 2010s that can be on there.
But when you say prevalent, right?
Yeah.
Like if you think about like longevity, of course Drake, he got the artist of the decade. Like nobody can, no matter what you feel about Drake, he's cemented on the Mount Rushmore specifically from 2010. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
Obviously Kendrick.
Yeah.
Obviously J. Cole.
Yeah.
Now, that fourth spot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other day you was saying something about Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people were saying. Obviously, like the Barz on Twitter and stuff, they had her trending or whatever. But LeBron tweeted, he quoted the picture and he tweeted that it should be Future. And then Nicki replied to that saying, I forgot what she said, but she basically said he's wrong and it should be her. So where do you stand? All right. So matter of fact, before we get even to beyond that, so we got Future, we got Nicki Minaj, whatever names that you throw up there as a possibility for the fourth spot. As a possibility, like you said, Future, Nicki Minaj. I'm throwing up Thug because that's my guy, and I was about to ask about him. Okay. Yeah, Thug. Who else could be? For me, probably earlier in the decade, in the 2010s, I would have said Big Sean, but I think he kind of fell off some. Yo, and I don't think he can't be on the mountain right now, man. From 2010 till now, and he can't be in the same discussion as Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, man. Yeah. Like, so okay, we're gonna just throw him away. Yeah. So Thug, Future, Minaj, Kanye West. Now. Yeah. Now, you know how I feel about Kanye West. Kanye West is one of my favorite artists, right? Right. And so
When does the College Dropout come out?
Bro, that's not even.
I'm just asking.
That's what, 2004, 2003, 2004.
Okay. When did My Beautiful Big Dark Twisted Fantasy come out?
That was 2010.
Okay.
November 22nd, 2010.
On the strength of that album right there.
Yeah.
We probably could end the discussion right now, man.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else is in the mix?
Because, okay, first, let's just say with Kanye, in the 2010s, Kanye has, he has My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which I think is one of, if not the greatest hip-hop album ever, in my opinion.
Okay, and so if it's at that level, then there's nobody else who could be there.
No, yeah,
okay.
But that's for me. That's not for everybody else. You got Yeezus, which I wasn't the biggest Yeezus guy. You have Watch the Throne. You have The Life of Pablo. And then you have the Jesus is King and the what's the other one? Yay. But if we like count what he produced and stuff, then you can't even say anything. But,
yeah, I mean, if you just count what he produced and My Beautiful joint, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody knocks him out the 4th spot.
Okay. Now, so with the Nicki conversation, Nicki is like, I think Nicki is the greatest woman rapper ever.
Greatest woman rapper ever.
Yes. Nobody's done it on Nicki's level for as long as she did it. Okay. And she literally carried women rap for the entire, until like 2018 and then Cardi and stuff. But
yeah, I mean, she carried. I mean, the interesting part about the carrying that she did is that the industry doesn't really at that point in time, the industry didn't really let multiple women in. But like she put it on her back and ran with it. Mm-hmm.
And the influence now with the women who are rapping now, it's very clear. So that's my 4th spot. That like influence has to be a big thing. But that's why it's difficult still, because you have Nicki's influence, which is huge. You have Kanye's influence, which is huge. And then for me, you have Thug's influence, which is huge.
So, all right. So technically, we can move Kanye off of this. We're not moving him off the Mount Rushmore because Kanye is situated on the Mount Rushmore, even if we go
in the 2000s.
Yeah, in the 2000s. So we can give Kanye the Mount Rushmore in the 2000s. That's easy. That's easy.
Yeah.
With his first 3 joints, or first 2 for that matter. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's remove him. And so it comes down to Nicki Minaj, Young Thug.
Yeah, and then for some Future.
Future. Yeah, I get it, but I can't spit a Future verse, and you can't spit a Future verse.
I can spit a Future verse, people.
You can spit a Future verse right now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna rap.
I'll give you $100,000. No, I'll give you $100 right now
if I spit a Future verse.
Yes, I've never met a person who can spit a Future verse on demand.
You're crazy, dude. Okay, you're just out of. You think people can't spit Future verses?
I've put out this competition on plenty of times. We did it inside a full barbershop.
I can spit several Future verses.
Okay, that are memorable.
That are, yeah.
Okay. Not memorable in that you memorize them, but memorable like, yo, that's straight.
Dude, do you not know? you got Future so messed up, bro.
Okay. I just don't see. Okay, but we talk about the Mount Rushmore.
Future, okay, yeah, but Future has is on some of the biggest hits of the 2010s.
Okay.
You know, collab album with Drake. You got March Madness. You got several different albums. He has a collab album with Thug.
But that's all good. But who you putting on the 4th spot then?
My 4th spot, just off of who's my favorite, it would be Thug.
Why?
Because Thug was consistent throughout. Well, he wasn't the last 6 years of the 2010s, but he was dominant and he was consistent. And outside of just his music, he inspired the current generations going into the 2020s with, you got Lil Baby, Gunna, Roddy, all the people who are at the top, who NBA YoungBoy, Playboy Cardi, Juice, like all the people who are like popping now and who are gonna take the sound to the next level. Thug influenced him.
Okay.
And he's still doing, his own thing.
So this is probably a crazy question. If he wasn't your favorite,
yeah,
if you just put it up around influence music that was released in this time frame and the impact on the culture, out of those three, for that one final spot, Nicki, Future, Thug, who's going there? Are you sticking with Thug?
Bro, I think I would.
Okay.
But at the same time, you can go with any one of those. That's why it's so hard, because what Thug did, like all the women rappers, their videos, their songs, it all looks like Nicki.
And Little Kim.
Nicki.
And Little Kim.
No, bro. You gotta stop with that.
Yo, did Nicki ever acknowledge?
I don't know, bro.
That she followed the template of the Queen Bee?
You can
I'm just asking the question.
Everyone.
I'm just asking the question. Specifically for
I don't know if she ever acknowledged it. I'm sure she has.
I mean, other people have and have seen it. And so, okay. So she's influenced.
Did Lil Kim write her own? What you call it?
Yeah. I mean, from what I know, that Biggie wrote some of them, but I know I heard that, but Kim wrote as well.
But yeah, like the 20-year-olds who are rapping right now, I'm the same age as we don't know Lil Kim like that.
Yeah, you don't have to.
We know Nicki though.
Yeah.
So
but I'm saying it's like the cats who don't know Michael Jordan, they know LeBron, they knew Kobe.
Yeah.
But through an extension, they were getting Michael.
Okay, but I usually think that's like, you can acknowledge it, but it's pointless, because with the Michael in that situation, you can go back to who he was inspired by.
Yeah, but you can
trace it back.
But I think when we talk about like the fame of these people and like the signature style of folks, I mean, yeah, I think Nicki influenced a lot of people, man. So are you putting her in there now?
Hey, I'm sticking with Thug, but whether it's Future, Thug, Nicki, I don't know who else was in that conversation.
Yeah, but nobody moves Drake, nobody moves Kendrick.
Yeah, those are the staples.
Yeah.
And speaking about how we were just talking about writing with Busta Rhymes has a clip talking about it. Let me see. I'm gonna try to play it through the microphone. Let's see.
You can never be classified as top 10, top 5, or top anything if you got some assistance with your pen. Right. Period. You automatically disqualified. That don't make you any less of a dope MC. Right. No, it doesn't. You can still be dope. You can.
That was basically it.
So he said, if you've ever had anyone assist, you can't be considered what?
A top 5, top 10 rapper of all time. What do you think about that? Because I completely disagree.
I think it depends, right? Because like even when people have assisted, right? I need to know how they have assisted. Because it's one thing if you're in the studio and you rhyming and you say, yo, you should say it like this and add this to the hook. You get a writing credit on that song, right?
Yeah.
And if you're in the studio, your creative juices are flowing, y'all collabing, thinking about, like, yo, what about this? So you can get a credit on that. But does that take away from your true artistry with your pen?
I don't care if it's like someone could have wrote a whole verse. Well, it is a little shaky there, but someone could have. For me, it's like as long as I know like certain stuff that you were responsible for, like certain metaphors, and I know where your mind can go, it's whatever.
So he's saying that you could have never had someone assist your pen.
I think that's he's saying you can't, like he said, it doesn't mean you're not dope, but for him, you can't be in the top 5 or top 10.
But so one of the things that we don't know, well, at least I don't know, I haven't done the research, is even the people that people put in the top 10, like people talk about Jay-Z, people talk about Nas, right? Like the regulars that you always hear out there, right?
Right.
Biggie. I mean, I guess we can go and look at the notes to see if they've penned every single word that has ever been recorded.
But for those people, it's like for the most part, we know they write their own stuff. But for me, my top, like, there's some people. There's probably like 3 people in my top who I think should be top 10 all time that have had writers.
All right. So who are the 3 people who should be top 10 all time that had writers?
Kanye, Drake, and Lil Wayne.
Now, interesting thing. I'm today years old, and even consider. I don't know if I've ever heard about Lil Wayne having writers.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, I think what you call it. They say Gilly from $1 Million Worth of Game. He was a Wayne writer at a certain point, or yeah, basically.
Yeah. So when we say writing, are we talking about like whole songs, verses,
probably
or
verses?
What about this line?
I don't know, but I listened. I heard like Gilly freestyle, and I heard some songs. I was like, that can definitely be. I see that being Wayne.
Okay, and so we know that. I think for Kanye, Rhymefest helped out, if I'm not mistaken, on some joints, and I think Sci-Hi.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
assisted on some joints. Okay, but I mean Kanye he's still in my top 10. I mean my thing is like assisted, like people have assisted on so many things, man. And Drake, I mean there was a lot of controversy around Drake.
Everyone still knows that Drake is a nice writer though, like. Drake, yeah, come on now.
I mean, I
see you be iffy on Drake, dude.
I like Drake when he's spitting. I'm not into the singing Drake all the time, man.
All right,
like I like Drake when he spits, man.
Yeah.
Like I remember when he used to come out with Jump, yo, what he gonna say? But when he on his singing stuff, I was like, okay. I mean, that's the vibe you going for. But I be looking for somebody to spit, man.
I guess, but yeah, like. I mean, shout out to Busta, but like, you could definitely still make a top 5, top 10, and have writers, especially if like you have a almost 20-year career, because you were writing something in those 20 years. So it's like, yeah. So, and I'd want to know if what you call it, like what his top 5 or top 10 is, because. I find it difficult for someone to not have either Kanye, Drake, or Lil Wayne in their top 10 ever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's difficult, and specifically, people will talk to you again about being in the studio with mad people in there, like with artists, coming together. That there's going to be some ideas that are shared. Yeah. Now, do you dismiss it? Do you dismiss their contribution and say that they can't be top 10? Like, there's no way that you can say that Drake cannot be considered the top 10.
Yeah. He's done too much and for too long. Yeah.
You can't. And even Kanye.
Yeah.
Like,
Kanye has, like, probably the greatest hip-hop discography ever.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, because Kanye, like, I'm conflicted. Like, I love Kanye as an artist, man. Like, I think the dude is brilliant.
Right.
I mean, I think he struggles sometimes, clearly. But I hold out a space in my heart for Kanye, man. He's in my top. Kanye's probably in my top 3.
Yeah.
He's in my top 5.
What do you no, stop it. You know good and well Kanye is in your top 3. Bro.
Yeah. I mean, because, so, I mean, there's one you already know who's in my top 5, right? But, so Big Daddy Kane, right? Like, so, he's in my top 5 for a reason. One, I like him and what he did for me, what I think he did for the game, and I think Big Daddy Kane is your favorite rapper, right? That's the type of dude that he is. But, like, as far as, like, discography, he doesn't compare to, like, Kanye and all of these cats, right? Nah.
No.
But what he did to the game and his spitting, him and Rakim, I think, changed the way we understood rap, and the skills, and even Grandmaster Caz with him and Melly Mel, but like specifically for me, Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. And so Kanye's there.
Yeah, I don't get why you're doing the whole big pause or whatever. Kanye is there for you.
Yeah.
And then what, Cole?
Yeah, I mean now. Yeah, Cole is in my he's in my top 5.
Dude, okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to pick it right now, and I'm using all of everyone who's ever come out, it's gonna be Kane, Cole, and Kanye.
Okay.
In my top 3 right now. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna get away from music. Another big thing that was trending and a big controversial subject was Monique. So
Monique, the comedian, auntie, whatever.
Yeah. And she said that in her video. I'm not gonna play the video because she was talking for a good amount of time. But what she was basically saying was,
and she was talking slow.
Yeah, what she was basically saying was, she was in the airport or something, and it would. I don't know why it's funny to me, but it bothered her that she was seeing people in bonnets, headscarves, pajamas, just casual, like pretty much people not really caring about their appearance.
Now, is this during the pandemic? Like recently, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, but I don't care when it is. But yeah, so she was basically saying that she doesn't think people should be in the airports and public places looking any type of way, to have some class and respect for yourself and basically all that. And she caught a lot of backlash, but there are some people who are like, yeah, you should carry yourself a certain way and look a certain way in public.
All right, so when she said this, are people agreeing with what she said, man?
It's a mix, but I've seen more people disagreeing. She said, represent yourself with pride.
Okay, so wearing a bonnet outside is not representing yourself with pride. So interesting. So I had a conversation with your sister, your younger sister, and we were talking about bonnets, right? So this is before Monique, and so we were talking about bonnets. She was like, she got to do her hair. I was like, why'd you wear your bonnet outside, right? And so she's like, she doesn't have a problem with people wearing the bonnet outside, but she ain't wearing her bonnet outside, right?
Yeah.
Where do you stand on the bonnets? Oh, because I know that there was some comparison as well with people talking about bonnets and do-rags, saying, is there a difference between the bonnet and the do-rag? What do you think?
Personally, I'm not going to be outside with a scarf or bonnet or anything that like I would use to like if I got my hair done at night, because for me that's at night or when I'm in the house. But
I'm saying, like, so I'm not saying one is better than the other, and I don't know because I don't wear bonnets, right? But in the past when I've worn do-rags, the do-rag didn't just serve as like a protective joint or part of the process of getting waves.
Yeah.
The do-rag at a certain point in time was part of the outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I think when you compare the two, I think that is one of the slight differences, because unless I'm not aware of it, I don't think people really wear bonnets for like fashion. But now they're making like, there's like popular LA stores where it's like designer do-rags and stuff where it is a part of the outfit and everything. So yeah, I get that, but I just think it's like, fam, if she was talking about like she went to like a 5-star restaurant and she saw this, I would 1000% agree with her. But she's talking about the airport. People is in there after freaking 10-hour plus flights, whatever. They got layovers or however that works. It's like, I do not care how people look at the airport.
All right, so what if it's a 5-star restaurant? You shouldn't be wearing a bonnet in the 5-star restaurant.
No, I don't know if I'm wrong for that or if that's not political. You should not be wearing a bonnet in like a 5-star restaurant. And it's
so what if it's Chipotle?
If it's Chipotle,
you could rock a bonnet in there.
Look,
or okay, let's say it's a spot. What's a spot where you sit down and have dinner? Can you rock a bonnet in there?
Okay, you can rock a bonnet wherever you want.
Okay, but
I think there's certain things that's appropriate and inappropriate for certain settings. Like, if you were to go to a job interview or something, you wouldn't wear a bonnet, and I think people know that. Like this is a certain time and place for certain things. But yeah, like a sit-in restaurant where you're like going out to eat, and I don't think you should wear like a bonnet or stuff like that, or pajamas.
So 5-star restaurant.
Yeah.
Do-rag.
Do-rag.
So let's say you got, I don't know what fashion people wear now, because I'm not caught up on fashion. So let's say you got the dope Gucci belt with the big buckle.
Yeah.
And you got a designer do-rag with a Gucci designer do-rag. Should you wear that into a 5-star restaurant?
I mean, I don't know yet, because I haven't seen anyone wear a do-rag to the level where it's like, yo, that's a dope part of the fit. But like for me, even like if I'm wearing a nice hoodie or something and I'm going somewhere to eat or something like that, I'm gonna take my hoodie off, or like the hood off. I don't know if that's like, or people take their hat off. That's the thing. Like, that's not a thing.
I guess. I mean, you take your hat off. I'm just thinking about like the bonnet, right? Because people put meaning on the bonnet, that the bonnet is for at home, the bonnet is for sleep, the bonnet is for protecting your hair. And so, I mean, it used to be back in the day, like just with a scarf. People like, yo, why you out here in a scarf and rollers in your hair?
See, oh, okay. Scarf and rollers, I can see that. But even scarves, I think people know how to make that a part of their outfit. I just haven't seen like a bonnet or something be a part of an outfit in that way.
Yo, people were posting pictures of like the Bernstein Bears with the mother wearing the bonnet, saying nobody say nothing about her. And then someone posted like a picture of like Little House on the Prairie with all of them cats wearing bonnets. Yeah, I mean it's tough. Like to each his own. Like it doesn't concern me.
Yeah,
because I don't have to wear a bonnet. It ain't.
Yeah, that's my thing. One, like, mind your business, kinda. Two, anyone could do whatever they want, wear whatever they want. And I think 3 would just be for Monique. Like, they're at the airport. That's the biggest thing. Like the fact she's like expecting people to be like looking their best at the airport, where they're about to be on like a several-hour flight, and not like, no, that's crazy.
Yo, I mean, I don't wear bonnets or do-rags for that matter. But when I'm in the airport, I try to look a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Like a good, like.
Yes.
Why?
Because, bro, like you never know who you're gonna meet. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to look, presentable when I'm in the airport, bro.
Yeah.
I don't just roll up wearing anything, man.
That's well, okay.
I mean, I'm not wearing a Steve Harvey suit and Easter shoes, man. No, not like that. Bro.
Let me preface this with, I've never been on a plane or inside of an airport. But I would imagine if I'm about to even if I'm going on a long drive, like if we were to drive up to Syracuse or something, I'm not about to be wearing some like nice out, like, I want to be comfortable.
Yeah, I understand. Comfortable. Like certain times, like I'm going on business trips or whatever.
Dude.
You never know who you're going to be networking with. So I'm like, again, like I'm not dressing up in a suit. Like would I wear like, some gray sweats or whatever? Yeah. Am I going to be rocking like the type of like shorts and stuff that I have on right now? Probably not, man.
But you would wear like sweats or something.
Yeah, I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to be presentable.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have on a bonnet, but yeah.
But sweats, that's in that category.
As of a bonnet?
That's in the category of relaxed loungewear pajamas type.
No, it's not. Yes, because the sweats that I have, like the joggers with the matching hoodie and everything.
Bro, those aren't real sweats.
It's still going to be looking
fresh. Those aren't
man.
Real sweat. Fam, if you're...
Yo, they Jordan, man.
They
look fresh. So I might have on my Jordan sweats with my J's on my feet.
If you're going to the airport, I guess if you're flying somewhere to business, but the fact that for some people that's an expectation, that you got to be in the airport of all places looking good.
I ain't saying you got to be like fresh, like you wearing your Sunday best, but like I don't think I've ever flown looking bummy. That's just me. And that's just me. It doesn't matter if I'm going business. When I went to Ghana, like I'm about to land in the motherland. I'm not landing in the motherland looking crazy. No matter where I've flown, I ain't trying to look too crazy.
Okay, right. And this was a other thing that I found funny about this. she's saying all this, right? Like, she's putting this video out on the internet in front of millions of people. And she's in, like, pajamas, like, with her hair just, I mean, her hair don't look crazy, but she looks super casual.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's crazy to me. So how you get on the internet in front of millions of people, telling people that they should carry themselves with pride and look a certain way, and you on the internet in a robe and like just relaxing. Okay, that's kind of like, it don't make sense to me.
So tell me a little bit about what people were saying in support of what Monique said. What did you see in support of what Monique said?
I saw some people saying like, you present yourself the way you want to be treated or something like that. Like if you're just wearing a bunch of bummy stuff, you're not going to be treated with respect and stuff like that. Or black people need to represent themselves better. How do we expect to be treated better, and we're still wait.
They took it there to the black people. Yeah. Got to represent.
Because that's really kind of what, like, Monique wasn't talking about all people. She was talking about black people.
But that's when we get into this idea of respectability politics. It's to assume that the way that we dress, is going to change the way that we're treated, specifically as black people. Nah, that's never been a guarantee against mistreatment.
Okay, it's never been a guarantee, but do you think it factors?
It can, but I just don't think that we have to have that pressure on us. Like that, me dressing how I want to dress means that I'm representing the whole race.
Yeah.
Like that woman in the bonnet, she ain't got nothing to do with me. I mean, granted, now some people, some groups of people don't have the burden of representation, right? Like when one black person does something, unfortunately, they're representing black people.
Yeah.
But everyone doesn't necessarily have that same burden of representation. It's unfortunate. But when people talk about, that's why they treat us this way, like, come on, like, no. Like, the clothing is not the protector of us.
Okay. I agree with that. But I can't see how people say that, I don't know, the way you look impacts the way you're treated. And
so people know that, and so people make a conscious decision to go into the airport and wear a bonnet. So what?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, but I think it is a thing to an extent, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. I think, like, even like you probably know better than a lot of people, because you're in, like, you're a dude who dresses up a lot and stuff like that. Like, do you present yourself in a way that you want to look sharp or whatever?
I do, and that's that's your for choice. Me. That's my choice, right? However, someone else makes the choice to present
You said that's
themselves,
for you?
That's for me. Like that's my. What I'm saying is that's what I choose to do. But what I choose to do doesn't have to be what everyone else does. And so, like, and I thought about this, right? And I wondered if this was internalized hatred, right? Or internalized racism when I think about the fact that I dress a certain way for certain things. Like, so if I'm going to the bank to open up a new bank account, I'm probably not going in with with Tim's jeans and a fitted, right?
Yeah.
Now, it shouldn't matter, but in my head, I've put forth this idea that, okay, I'm going into the bank, and so this is how I'm going to go in, right? If I'm going to an interview or something, clearly I'm going to dress up. If I'm trying to think other times that I've the funny, like when I was searching for a house and I was on the house market, when I would go to open houses and stuff like that, I would dress a certain way. Like I mean, I wasn't wearing a suit, but I would dress it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I choose to present myself.
But no, okay, yeah, that's how you. But
even in the airport, I choose to represent myself.
But why are you choosing that?
But because I feel when I feel like when I feel like I look good, I feel better.
Okay.
And so,
but
there's one like picture that I took when matter of fact, I was wearing a gray Jordan sweatsuit, right?
Uh-huh.
I had my gray fitted and my J's, my feet was looking right. And I was like, yo, I feel good.
Yeah.
Right. And so when I dress and I feel good when I'm dressed a certain way.
Okay, so why didn't you show up to the open house in that if you felt good in it?
Oh, I didn't have that outfit, but I probably would, though.
You said you probably would?
Yeah, but part of it is because I looked at the open house, and when I was going into these places with the idea that I was going to be meeting with some people that I might make an offer on something, that I looked at that as a business transaction, and so I dressed it up like business casual. Because I felt that it was a business interaction.
Huh. I guess, but...
Or, like, again, like, if I'm going in the airport, like, I'm not going to look bummy. Like, whatever bummy means.
Okay.
I'm going to be comfortable, but I'm not going to look bummy.
Right. So, if you've, like, done interviews and hired people before, right?
Yes.
If someone came in looking in just casual clothes, would that impact
for an interview?
Yeah.
A job interview wearing a bonnet?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or not even a bonnet, just, like, let's say a hoodie.
If someone came in,
but they're like you looked at this stuff, they meet the requirements or whatever. Mm-hmm. How would that impact your decision?
I mean, I think based on the way that my business works, it's the assumption is that you're going to be dressed a certain way, and so if you come into the interview with a hoodie, you better have the best freaking interview of the earth, because some people would dismiss you right there. Okay. Because you have to understand the culture that you're going into.
Even would that be the same in like quarantine? Like just like,
absolutely. Absolutely. Quarantine, it doesn't matter, because even I've interviewed people during this quarantine and hired people since we've been on quarantine, and they showed up and they had a tie and a jacket. Now I don't know if they had pants on. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they showed up, because it's like a business interview. The culture is that this is how you dress. And now certain places, that's not the culture. I operate within that culture. And so if somebody showed up with a hoodie, I'm like, okay, it's going to take me aback, but I'm going to try and continue the interview and see. And hopefully they have like a masterful performance.
But so if you have two candidates, they're equally qualified, and they give the same interview. One's wearing a suit and one's wearing a hoodie.
And they're both equally qualified? The person with the suit probably will get it.
Why?
Because you said they're both equally qualified. So people like the hoodie is going to throw people off in that space. Now, if the person is,
would you mention it or ask in the interview? Like,
no, ask them why they're wearing a hoodie.
Yeah,
no,
it's an interview.
No, because if they were wearing a hoodie in the interview, and there was something that happened, I think they would front load that statement. Like if the camera comes on. Like if it happened to me, the camera comes on, and I'm gonna be like, please excuse my appearance. I was on the flight. They lost my luggage, so I just got to the hotel. This is all I have is my hoodie. I totally apologize. My luggage is not gonna be here until Friday, right? So I'm gonna put that up front. I'm not gonna let the people ask me, why are you wearing a hoodie? Because I don't even think they're gonna ask that.
Okay, but obviously, I'm not an interviewer or anything. I've never hired anyone. But if I saw someone in a hoodie and I like with it, like even like before I just write them off, I think I might ask, like, how do you usually dress in like a professional setting or something like that? Why not?
I don't know, because it's like in an interview process, you don't comment on someone's appearance. Huh. You don't comment on someone's appearance.
I think that's just one of those things that's
so
like...
if I turned on the camera and someone shows up to the interview, right? I'm a hiring now actually for a position in my office. And so if we have an interview and I turn on the camera and someone is wearing a bonnet, but I think people would be concerned. And
but okay, what do you say? You think people would be concerned? Okay. Yeah. So now I'm gonna try to figure out where you draw the line.
Where I draw the line?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm listening.
T-shirts, like even this is like a more graphic, but like a Lacoste, a nice T-shirt.
For interviewing for a job in my office.
But they make it look nice and everything. That's a no.
Yeah, it's a no.
All right, what about a polo?
It depends.
It
depends.
Okay. And then a regular.
A button up.
Yeah.
Okay. But my thing is this: like you have to know the environment that you're going into, right? And so I had one of my mentees who was going in for an interview with one of the largest financial firms, right?
Right.
And so the chief operating officer, who I know, told me to tell the student if he's interviewing here, he needs to be dressed up, like suit jacket and shirt and tie.
Right.
If not a tie, definitely a suit jacket and a shirt, because that's the culture of this space. And he needs to understand the culture of this space and what's expected. So if you understand the culture of that space and what's expected, and you show up with a bonnet or you show up with a do-rag or you show up with a hoodie, you have to expect not to be taken seriously if that's the culture of that space. And so you have to understand the culture of the space that you go into. And so, like Google and Facebook, they might have a more relaxed culture, and you don't have to wear suits and stuff there because that's not the culture of that space. But that's why you do your research.
Yeah.
And so you can be like, yeah, I'm going to buck the system. Yeah, you could buck the system, but you may be bucking it from outside of the company.
Yeah. And it's just like one of those things that's like, we do it like, if I were to go into an interview, like default, I'm going to dress up nicely. Like, yeah, but like, not just nicely, like above nicely, but it's just one of those things that's like, why?
It's the culture of the space and the meanings that we place on looking a certain way. Even when your brother was interviewing for Kohl's, and like we were about to leave for the interview, and I think he had like a hoodie on and something like that. I was like, no, you're not going to interview looking like that. So I found a dress shirt, got him a tie, and it was like, all right, you can wear those dark colored jeans, but you're not gonna just go in there with a hoodie for your interview.
Okay. All right, there's one more thing I want to touch on with this. But before I do that, like what you said with the guy who was interviewing with the finance company or whatever.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me because it's like that's how they usually dress. But I've seen you.
Yes.
You've been in like let's say some khakis, some nice shoes, and a polo.
Yes.
But you said if someone came on an interview in the polo, that you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, because like it's understood in that space that when you're interviewing for a job, that you're dressed up, right? And so I'm trying to think if I had anybody in a polo during an interview. I don't think so. Definitely, I've seen people in a button up and a tie without a jacket, but is
that a problem?
A button up in a tie
without a jacket?
Without a jacket, no. I mean, because not necessarily. It's still considered.
But it
dressed
could be.
Up. Possibly.
Oh,
and so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it all depends on the culture of that space, and so you err on the side of doing the most. I'm not saying that you come in with a tuxedo and white gloves on for your interview.
Yeah.
But like when I've gone on interviews and I'm doing like my campus visit and stuff like that, I'm wearing a suit. Even though I may not necessarily wear a suit every day in the job, but as I'm coming into that place to say, hey, you're interviewing me to come into your place, and I'm interviewing you to see if I'm going to be there, understand the culture of the space, I'm going to dress up.
Right. Okay. And so, last thing on this, we were talking about bonnets and stuff, but what about hair?
What about hair?
What's considered
professional?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's shifted. Like it has shifted, right? And so you have specifically for people of color, and particularly for women of color and black women, like they've had to fight for the ability to wear their natural hair as it grows out of their head.
Yeah.
Right? Because people would say that, your natural hair is not professional. What does that mean? This is how it grows out of my head. So how are you saying that it's not professional? Now, I don't think guys have had to deal with it in the same way. I mean, maybe if someone has locks or something like that, but I think it's different. And so, like, as far as hair is something that's growing out of your head. I mean, you people want it to look neat when you come in for an interview, but like the whole idea of saying like that someone's natural hair doesn't look professional, that's a problem. But like if I'm sending people to get an interview, like if you or your brother's going for an interview, I'm like, yo, you need to get a haircut. Not cut your hair off, but keep it in your style. But like, yo, get a lineup or whatever. Get your joint tapered if that's what you do. But just get your joint looking fresh.
Because you understand what it is going into it. Like,
yeah, you're putting your best foot forward because you're going in for a job interview. Now they may not even notice your hairline because depending on who's interviewing you, they don't know. They don't know about no hairline, but people do. I notice.
Yeah, and that's something. That's something I thought about before because my hair, like, I have kind of long hair, but it's in, like, twists and stuff. But I was like, I don't know. I wonder if my hair would be considered unprofessional, professional because, you know.
I mean, I think it depends, man. Like, at this point, it depends on where you're going into. Like, what company that you're going into.
Tattoos?
It doesn't matter.
Tattoos on
Wait, you mean, I thought you were talking about if you were going in to be a tattoo artist.
Oh.
Tattoos, it depends. Like
obviously,
in those
like face tats,
those top finance companies, they ain't gonna want nothing on your neck, right? Because you're interfacing with different clients. But in certain places, it doesn't matter. Like even like when you see police officers, at one point in time, I don't know if police officers were allowed to have, joints all the way down their arm or even soldiers. But like even with my tattoos, I decided never to get anything below my elbow.
Okay.
And that was back in the day. I decided that. I mean, technically it's different now because I see people with arm sleeves in professional jobs, and so it doesn't necessarily put anybody out of the running for these jobs. But I think face tats,
obviously,
might be an issue depending on the field that you're going into.
Yeah, I think that's changing too, because like, I'm gonna get a tattoos eventually, and I was thinking, where would I get them placed? Because for like a lot of people say you should start on like your forearm or something.
Why?
Because that's like one of the easiest places to get tattooed.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I don't know, but it's difficult.
I mean, I still don't have anything below. Like, so if I have on a T-shirt, you can't necessarily see it unless I have on one of those T-shirts that roll up or whatever. But clearly, I never got a tattoo on my neck or on my face, and don't plan to. I mean, I think you have to know the world that you're in. Like, I may at one point pursue a college presidency, so I'm not gonna have a face tat or tattoos on my knuckles. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the space that I'm going into. And this, I mean, I don't want a face tattoo, and I don't want tattoos on my knuckles, but I definitely wouldn't do it before going into it looking for a job like that.
I think that would be dope.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, so like, yeah, I don't need that. Like, and so if when I become a president at some point in my life, I'm still gonna rock my J's. I mean, they're gonna be like, yo, President Sawyer, you see his feet, son?
Yeah.
At the inauguration, depending on what colors of the university I'm going in.
My bad.
I might have my J's, man.
Yeah. That was a interesting, little topic.
Yeah.
Job Monique for start.
So, I mean, you do what you want with the bonnets, man. I mean, I think don't you wear bonnets? Do you wear a bonnet?
I wear scarves, and I wear that hat thing that you got. If I didn't have that hat thing, I'd probably get a bonnet or something, just for when my hair's done.
And you would wear it outside?
No. But that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, if I'm a big hoodie person, so usually that could cover me up. But if I wasn't a hoodie person, I don't know what I'd wear. Mm-hmm. Do-rag, something. I don't know.
Okay. All right, people. What y'all think? I mean, I think we had a good conversation. I mean, we talked about Mount Rushmore, and we talked about this bonnet thing, man. So, yeah, man, if you're out there, wear your bonnets if that's how you're feeling comfortable, man. Again, it's not my thing, but your bonnet doesn't impact my life. So you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, man.
You rocking your bonnet?
Nah. I'm good.
Checking the mail?
Checking the mail. I'll wear anything checking the mail.
Okay.
I've probably worn heels checking the mail.
What?
Like if mommy or someone had shoes, I've worn so many things checking the mail, taking the trash out. I've gone barefoot.
Hello.
I've probably worn little kid shoes. I don't care what I wear outside to get the mail.
Hello. I mean, I know we ending, but
Not actually heels. No, like flat or like mommy shoes or something.
Okay. Because I was like, how would you fit your feet into her shoes to be able to wear heels?
I've definitely put on shoes that I couldn't fit to go outside.
To check the mail.
Yeah. Right, take trash out, whatever.
A bonnet and heels. All right, man. You do what you got to do, man. You know, no judgment, man. No judgment.
You know what it is.
Thank you for listening to the Bridge the Gap podcast. Subscribe, give a 5-star review, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, I mean, turn it up. Turn it up.